Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the ComedyCures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. I love these days because I get to record. One of my favorite comedians, Missy Hall, is back. 49 episodes we've done together, Missy.
Woohoo!
Hooting and cheering. I can see her. You can't see her, but she's definitely hooting and cheering. 49 episodes since Missy contacted me and said that she was diagnosed with cancer and could we take her through this journey. And I asked her if we could record it for the hundreds of episodes of Beating Cancer Daily. And this crazy woman said yes, that I could do that. Yeah, you could record my painful journey going through cancer treatment. But you know what? We've made it fun and real, and we've tried to find the funny in it and the humorous perspective of what we're going through here. Me as
Yes.
a stage 4 cancer survivor for 31 years now, it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy. Wait, 32 years. I think I just jipped
Wow.
myself a year.
Wow.
Myself a year. No, third. Let's go back. What are we at? No,
We are at 2025.
93.
Wow.
It's 31 years. We're going into 32 years. Yeah,
That's
going into
amazing.
32 years. But it's just incredible. So let me welcome officially back for her 49th episode, Missy Hall, comedian and cancer survivor, Missy Hall. Hi, girl.
Hello. How are you? I'm so thrilled to be back. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm a little jealous. They say you shouldn't covet, but honestly, I'm a little jealous because you told me you had the most relaxing day. And I had the most hectic day. So I just sat in traffic for over 2 hours trying to
Oh,
get to meet you to record. And so you just pop on with your little la life today. And I'm like,
yes.
well, at least one of us got that.
What a funny juxtaposition. I was literally sitting on the couch with an apple and some cheese and some little mini peppers. And
Said no comedian ever.
right. I was, yeah.
You usually are juggling so much. So, no, I'm really happy that you were taking care of yourself. And I really wanted to talk to you. One, because I want to celebrate something with you and with all of our listeners, which is that, are you ready for a drum roll? And thank Missy's doing a drum roll. I almost hate saying how many countries we're in because we're growing. And so when I say a country and then someone listens to it on another date, we have more countries. So they don't really know how many countries. But as of the moment we're recording this, I have tears in my eyes. I don't know if I can say it. We're in 99 countries, Missy.
What?
You kidding?
99 countries.
99 countries. Like I'm crying because I cannot believe this. We don't have $1 of marketing,
Oh my
$1 of
word.
advertising. We're not funded. This is like completely independent for my little Comedy Cures Foundation charity. We appreciate your
Wow.
donations, by the way, when you make a donation and say, put it towards the charity production of the
Oh,
Cancer Daily. But 99 countries, Missy.
do you know what I'm picturing in my head? In Disney World in Florida, there's the It's a Small World After All ride. And
Yeah.
I can picture us all sitting on one of those little rivers and just going through and seeing like representative listeners from every country.
Yeah, we should do a meetup there. We should do a Disney meetup with you and Kate and Kristen
Oh,
and Jackie and the few other people that have been on the podcast.
yeah.
And then we should meet up there and do like a group photo and just have fans come from all over. It
Can you
would be
imagine?
so fun to have our listeners join us. That would be really
Yes.
fun. But I just, I
Oh,
I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. I hardly ever check because I'm so busy. And today we checked, and I know we added Serbia and we added St. Kitts and Nevis,
okay.
and we added, oh, I don't even remember all the
Wow.
countries that we added, but I can get a list. And then I just want to thank all the countries where people are listening. But I'm so emotional about it today. And I just felt like I've gotten so close to so many of the listeners who've reached
Mhm.
out that I just feel like I need to announce this before we like officially talk about everything. So,
Wow.
congratulations.
And congratulations for you. And this means this has got to be resonating with people and helping people, or it wouldn't be spreading like that.
Oh, it's
You
the
know, it's
feedback
just
that we get,
amazing.
the notes that come in with how people are using it. One beautiful listener literally just told me that she was going for her scans and then wrote to me after she got the scan information back just to tell
Oh,
me that her scans were great. And she's living with stage 4 cancer. And to know that her scans were showing positivity, well, negativity. They weren't
negativity, which is
positive.
positive in our
Right.
world.
Exactly. So I just, those kinds of intimate moments that I get to share with the listeners are so beautiful for me. But to be able to share back that we are now helping patients and survivors and their caregivers, and then people who don't even have cancer that are listening around the world because they just love hearing your inspirational story and how funny you are, the comic perspective that we teach, but then all the wellness episodes with Jackie too. And then Kristen coming on from the Today Show world and CVC. And it's just such a family. So thank you to
Yes.
every single listener in every single country. We really value you. And Missy, I haven't talked to you in so long. So I
Yeah.
wanted to check in and see how you're doing in your survivorship. And I'm so glad you took a mental health day and a pamper day.
I did. I am thankfully doing very well myself. And I have a relative who now we found out I went to an appointment with yesterday, and she is dealing with some very serious cancer. And after navigating her appointments with her yesterday, I thought, you know what? Today is a day I'm going to protect my well-being. I'm going to kind of hole up and remind myself that I am doing well and that I still have everything here at home to keep me healthy, to keep me calm. And I relaxed. I exercised. I ate some really healthy food and I've relaxed. I've been watching Instagram reels of dogs falling down to get some good giggles. And it's been a wonderful day.
So this is an important conversation because once you get into this ecosystem of cancer,
Mm.
everyone comes to you
Yeah.
because they want advice and they want support. And of course, we always want to do that. But you're so new in this journey. Is this triggering for you?
A little bit triggering. It really is a little bit triggering insofar as I keep having to remind myself that every conversation with somebody else about that story, I keep my own mouth closed about mine. Does that make sense or should I rephrase that? Like I'm trying to be a good listener without putting my spin from my own experience.
That's so funny because there would be no podcast if I didn't put my spin of my experience. So I'm actually laughing, going, am I giving too much of my experience?
No, my experience is too new. I'm too very much in the, okay, let's give another example.
Oh,
If
no,
I,
I get it. I see what you're
yeah.
saying. I was actually being self-deprecating,
Oh,
but
okay. I was gonna say, because I would never want you to think that.
no, I was being self-deprecating. I see what you're saying is that when you're helping someone else, you're not going back in to relive your experience by repeating it. You're
Right.
trying just to be a listener and give them guidance. That's interesting strategy. So that drains you less. Is that what you're saying?
It does drain me less. If now I can handle specific questions. If, say, if somebody's talking to me about the process of going through radiation or what I found, that's different when they're asking me questions about my experience. But I don't want to be someone that, say, a friend or a relative is telling me about their experience. I don't want to be like, oh, yeah, I did that too. I want the spotlight fully on them and to just be a support and not try to insert my own experience as if I'm not paying attention to theirs.
I get it.
You
Yeah,
know,
I have that sometimes, and I've talked about it before where I'll be helping someone and they haven't been diagnosed with stage 4. And so they almost apologize for their cancer because it's not as serious or they haven't gone through as many years. And I brought that up before. And I have a podcast episode on it where it's about the hierarchy of cancer. And there
yes, I
really
remember that
isn't,
one.
yeah, there isn't one. Everybody's cancer is unique and everybody goes through the same shock of getting the diagnosis and then plans and then living through those plans. So I always want everyone to feel like you're a superstar too. It's not
Yes.
just one person's better than the other person in their cancer journey. But that's interesting because you were really struggling the last time that I spoke to you with so many people stories of cancer and you felt like you needed a break and you needed a boundary.
Mhm.
Look at that. You found a way to
Yeah.
still be of service, but not drain yourself or trigger yourself so much.
Yes, it's important because what I realized is I don't want to not be of service, but I am not at a point in my own journey where I don't still feel so much about myself and my situation as I'm talking to others.
Well, I'm not
And
sure you got to process your situation as much as the average person because you were running from your hospital home to get ready to get on a stage to
yeah, I
comment.
didn't take a break.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't take a break. And then your daughter got hit with a health challenge so quickly, and
Yes.
your grandson, and then
Yeah.
this pregnancy that she had that just you were really all hands on being of support. And
You're
then your
right.
husband had a health challenge. Like you just went from one to the next. And the whole time you were performing.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes. I was performing the whole time. And for the most part, like this makes me feel great to perform and bring laughter. But there were times when I neglected healing myself. I was so concerned with the energy that I was putting out that I didn't realize that I was becoming just almost sad, if that makes any sense. I was taking in other people's stories, which I'm happy to do, but I wasn't following my own advice.
Putting your oxygen mask on
Yeah.
first. And
Yep.
I always say this, there is post-traumatic stress that happens after a cancer diagnosis and going through surgeries and or radiation and or chemotherapy or immunotherapy. And it's not really talked about, but it is real.
You're absolutely right. Sometimes I'll have a dream and I'll wake up with a start because in my dream, I'll be just opening up my computer and there'll be in my dream a message from a doctor saying that something showed up on a scan and I haven't even recently had a scan, but I'll wake up with a start and that is post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, you're working it out, even in your subconscious. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a wake up call that
It
you
is.
can really take care of yourself and pay attention to what you need right now. I just have a question because we both help people, right?
Yes.
I do it morning, noon, and night. And do you ever think a funny thought when you're helping somebody that's come to you since you've recently survived cancer treatment and you don't know whether to let it out? And it's something, Missy's laughing. I'm just letting you know she is throwing her head back in laughter. So I think she understands what I'm saying. No,
Mhm.
it's true. I help people all the time. And then a funny thought comes into my head, and I take that one fraction of a second to say, is the listener, who's usually a patient or a caregiver, could be a survivor, are they ready to receive something comedic about what they just said? Is it the right time to land some humor?
Exactly, because as a comic, my whole life is spent reading rooms, right? Like what's okay to say here. And I do that all
Describe
the
that for a second. Reading the room is
time.
is something you do in business, right? Something you do in life where you see where other people are. And sometimes people aren't even aware. They're just putting out into the universe what they want to put out to the universe, and they're not considering the receptive experience for another person. And so when Missy says reading the room, she really means she's on stage and she's taking the temperature almost of her audience, what jokes might work, right? What physical activity that's funny might work, what topics, where should she go with her set because she has so much information. So, reading the room and applying that towards just helping a cancer patient, that's really cute, Missy. Thank you
Yeah,
for
of course. And you explained it so beautifully. Yes, make sure that and I hope to not be misreading because I've said some pretty questionable things to people, really just to elicit a laugh. What if somebody says, I'm concerned about this? I'm like, well, you won't be worried about that because this is really what's going to happen and it's much worse, or something along those lines.
Yeah, it's
That,
probably why people are coming to you because you have that ability to lighten the load, right? To make
yes,
it. I just wasn't sure if you were using that technique yet, like literally being Missy, or if
yes.
you were still very much being the cancer big sister, the cancer advocate versus putting your comedic spin on it.
I think that the comedic spin saves me in the situations too, especially because things are fresh. I had been speaking with an audience member who had a very serious diagnosis, who came up and thanked me about joking about cancer and explaining his situation, which by the end of the conversation, I realized how serious this person's illness was. And I realized in that moment what he wanted from me was laughter, but I also was tearing up with him while we were laughing. And I
What an
think,
intimate moment. Wait,
oh,
I want people to absorb this. First of all, I want to explain that Missy has very animated comedy on stage, and it's generally very clean comedy. She can
yeah,
go more blue if she needs to, but her persona on stage is just so lovable and just funny, little quirky, with a lot of animation, meaning like her hands are moving. She's not just holding a microphone static. So the audiences usually fall in love with her on stage. We've worked together. I've seen her perform many times over almost 2 decades, a long time of the charity, over a decade for sure. And so to realize that now, because her life experience is going through a cancer journey, she's chosen to bring some of that to the stage. And
mhm,
it's not every performance, it's when she feels like it and when it's appropriate for the audience that she's serving, wherever it's a nightclub or a corporate event or whatever. So to be brave, to bring comedy onto a stage after and during and after you've gone through cancer treatment and make yourself that vulnerable and to be funny about it is a huge undertaking. And you'll see a lot of comics who do hack jokes. They just get up and do jokes that you've heard 100 times, or they have nothing to do with revealing something personal about their life, about their pains, about their habits. And that's where the brilliance comes in because you can identify with their material because you see a part of yourself or you know someone that's gone through cancer or you have that same bad habit. And that's where you get that combustive joy and laughter that happens in an audience. And for an audience member to come find a comedian after a show to tell them how much they laughed, but then to open up and share their own pain. I'm crying in this episode today because it's so intimate,
Yes.
an unbelievable moment for the comedian, and it's an unbelievable moment for the patron that's just heard the set. So, Missy, I just wanted to put it in context because it's almost spiritual when that happens.
It is. And I'm gonna get teary.
You're crying. I was
I'm crying. I know. Now, when this young man, he's in his 20s, informed me, he's like, I'm not gonna be okay, but he's like, but I'm really glad that you are. And even that, it was so much.
a 20-year-old. So that just
He's in his
upset
20s. Yeah.
because how many 20-year-olds are walking around who feel comfortable coming up to someone, a woman, and also a woman who's a new grandmother. I mean, you're a young grandmother,
Mhm.
but like just the dynamic. It
Yeah.
wasn't a girl or a woman. This was a
Mm-mm.
young guy. That makes it even more unique and special.
It was very profound. And it is an experience. It changed me. It changed my insides. Um, I had to stop on the way home and cry a few times for this young man.
Yeah,
And I was so happy. I mean, he did all the things we said. This person actually sought out a comedy show because he needed to laugh. Like
beautiful.
he was doing that. He was seeking it. And then he was like, he goes, I was so happy that you actually made me laugh about cancer. And
Wow.
we were having this. And then when the conversation turned out to how serious things are for him,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
But that's why I started the Comedy Cures
Yes.
Foundation and that he realized that there is a therapeutic component
Mhm.
to laughing, that while you are going through cancer treatment, this experience is good for you. Look, you have two issues you're dealing with while you're on cancer treatment. One is an immunity issue, but we've seen that your immune system can be lowered. So you might want to wear a mask. Kind of awkward to laugh in a mask, but still it's better than not going to the club, right?
Exactly.
But if you are too weak to go to the club, go to comedycures.org. We have comedy there. We have lists of comedians that you could search out and find them like Missy on our About Us page and seek out their comedy. It's free. But I'm so glad when I started Comedy Cures in 1999 from my chemo chair, it was a little fringy. Everybody knew
Mhm.
laughter's the best medicine, but this was a new concept that it could really help improve your mind, body, and spirit. And I think that's why we are in 99 countries because these hundreds of episodes help us give this experience of exploring this psychoneuroimmunology, this mind body connection, and how
Yes.
you use laughter, hope, joy, and play for wellness. And for this guy to be so young in his 20s and to seek out this prescription, right, of comedy for a night and the way you connected and resonated with him, it's poetic. It's beautiful.
It again, is so profound. And I also realized that I needed to practice what I preach and put my own oxygen mask back on. As you say, I couldn't let go of my concern for this man, this young man going through what he's going through. And you're so moved that somebody says such kind things to you when they are going through something so difficult. And I realized, I've got to do my thing. I've got to turn on my little videos of puppies rolling around and
Animal
just
videos.
animal videos that are funny.
And they're
Come
not getting
with
hurt.
spring.
Like, let's just
Yeah.
say she's not laughing at their
No.
pain. These are very frivolous, just goofy little animal videos.
Yes.
I'm so glad, Missy, because you said on many episodes that when you get done a comedy show. So I'm so glad, Missy, that you're having this revelation because I remember you telling me that you listen to scary things on the way home after a show to come down off of the adrenaline rush of being on stage. And I always say that I can't even watch or hear scary things. I just have to do romantic comedies, sports documentaries, or stand up.
Gosh.
Like, I can't do anything scary. But to hear you say that you started to bathe yourself in comedy,
Yes.
I'm so happy. Comedy cures,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, it's so funny because what is it, a physician heal thyself sort of thing? I was like, oh yeah, panda bears rolling around really can make you giggle and it really does make you feel better.
I'm so glad you're using it as your strategy.
Mm.
Funny that sometimes comedians don't realize that the gift they give to the world is also the gift that they should receive. And I'm so glad that you decided to do that. I'm going to guess that this is somehow going to make it onto the stage,
Mhm.
not about this young man's very dramatic cancer, but just you rediscovering your love of comedy and how it could actually help you through post traumatic stress and also help you when sometimes cancer stories just get too big to process as you're coming through your early survivorship. So, Missy, as always, I just love talking with you and thank you for being so authentic about your journey. We will be at 50 the next time we meet, and I think that's a big milestone. Love you.
Love you right back.
So if you would like to communicate with us, you can go to comedycures.org, hit the contact menu and write to us, or go to the podcast section and record a message. We love hearing from you. If you want to find Missy Hall, she's on all social media. She also has a great date night with her husband, Jeremy, who's a comedian, and they do that live Tuesday on Facebook. If for some reason you can't find her, as I said, go to comedycures.org. And if you haven't heard the hundreds of episodes of Beating Cancer Daily, we just invite you to explore them. They're all so different. And have a blessed day. I'll see you tomorrow. If you loved today's episode, then tell the world. Why? Because Beating Cancer Daily is a listener and donor supported experience. So the more people you tell and the more people that join us, the more robust and interesting programs our nonprofit, the Comedy Cures Foundation, can bring to you throughout the year. So if you have some extra change, I'd love you to go to comedycures.org and make a donation today of whatever level is comfortable for you. And it will be tax deductible to the extent allowed by law. because ComedyCures is a nonprofit 501c3 organization founded from my chemo chair, April 1999, and we've been going strong ever since. So please consider making a donation today and help our community and this podcast thrive. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the membership circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening. See you guys tomorrow.